right, shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash. Double honors unto my apostles and others of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim that's out here pushing this word in truth. And in all sincerity, shalom. And shalom to you sincere sisters that are out there as well. All right. So, back at it again. Funny thing, I legitimately, I did this lesson, or attempted to do this very same lesson yesterday. And then when I finished it, did a 20-minute live. And when they uploaded, it was only 20 seconds. So, shit happens, Satan, internet is funny. All right. But, at the time I was just, going off of the, quoting scriptures, where now I got a sword. So I want to hit some scriptures and go into this. So, perspective is everything, and most people, I was talking to my rib the other night about something, and then you know what, this is what it was. I'm looking up a word and doing a lot of things, so Salakia, perspective. So I'm a little scatterbrained, Salakia. So I'm a brother out in Washington shared a post on IG of Washington hoods or whatever, and this is not about the ignorance of that. It's about, because in my viewpoint of it all is I was like, man, the place that he showed was an apartment complex, and of course, crime can happen anywhere. It's not ignorant to be like, oh, it's only good. Man, there's poverty everywhere. There's rich and poor everywhere. That dynamic is in every town, city, state, community, you name it. But somebody in the comments was like, well, this area, which I'm not going to say in this video, and I don't want to offend nobody, but the area where I recently was living, and was like, yo, it is rough areas. And I was like, rough areas? Because my mind thinks of Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, Alabama, South Carolina. I think of where there's areas that you wouldn't want to even drive through. You wouldn't even want to be there during the day. You know what I'm saying? But it led to perspective. I say all that to say it all goes into perspective. And a lot of people's perspective is theirs. They have the right to their perspective, but their perspective is in error. It's wrong. So let's just start with a few definitions and build upon it, and go from there. All right. And it says perspective, and it says the art of drawing solid objects of a two-dimensional surface so as it given the right impression of the height, width, depth, position in relation to each other when viewed from a particular point. This is the second definition: a particular attitude toward or way or regarding something, a point of view. Everybody's point of view is not the same, right? And according to this title, like I say, Greatmillstone is the only one with the right perspective. And why is that? Because we really have the right perspective of the Lord. The Lord's perspective is shown through the scriptures. He gives us his viewpoint on everything through the holy scriptures, right? Through what is the Lord's, if you ask what is the Lord, somebody came to camp, well, what's the Lord's viewpoint on white people? Or we can go to scriptures. What's the Lord's viewpoint on Islam. We can go in the scriptures for that. What's the Lord's viewpoint on eating this? We can go to the scriptures. The Lord gives his viewpoint so that we're in a line with him. All right. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture. Give me 1 second. This is Matthew 6 and I'm not liking how that is reading out. Matthew 6:22, and it says, the light of the body is the eye, and if therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So how do you keep your eyes single? Because the scriptures tell you that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Is you have to be stabilized by the way of the Lord, which most people aren't. That's just the truth. The majority of people have a wayward viewpoint. Again, if you ask the average person their perspective on homosexuality, they're going to tell you 9 times out of 10 some bogus answer according to their feelings, according to how they feel about their buddy or their classmate or a kin or whoever the hell. Where according to the law, it says that you're supposed to put moles to death. That's according to the Bible. That's the Lord's viewpoint. So again, when you deal with viewpoints, let's go to the etymology of perspective. Because, like I said, we're establishing its viewpoint. Most people's viewpoint is twisted. It's off. It's not right. It's based upon demons and deceitfulness, which we're going to go into, because that's why the Lord speaks about blessed are your eyes, for they see. Because what does that mean? It's not as if the Lord is saying blessed because you could see. You see the tree right there. You see that house. That's not what the Lord is talking about. All right. Where are we going to? Etymology. Yep. And we're going to go to perspective. Etymology of it. And it says the etymology of perspective, late 14th century, the science of optics. All right. Clearly perceived, inspect, look through, look closely at. Per, through, and perspective is forward, hence through. So to look through, all right, to observe, all right, the art of drawing solid, like we just read that definition, all right, because it's all about it's all about having the right point of view, the right perspective, looking at it through, looking through it the right way, not how you see. And all of us, well, even myself included, until you get the right perspective through the Lord, you're wrong as well. That's part of humbling down and realizing that you're not right. All right, until you are what? Shown what is right and what is wrong. But most people, the majority of the crowd, you speak in this way, they get offended. All right. All right, real quick, let's see. It said optics here. What does that mean? All right. We're just dealing with words right now. We're gonna get some scriptures, because we're gonna get some of these scriptures dealing with eyes and your hearing. All right. Optic or optics is the science of sight and the natural properties of light. Right. Like you get the what is that? The light in the cave, and everybody's perspective was different. Okay. So that's the trickery of the eyes. All right. Matter of fact, let's go from there. All right. Where's that at? Hold on real quick. a second. I'm sitting in my car. All right. Bear me 1 second. I'm looking for a precept. If I can't find it, I'll keep it moving. It's all good. So where we at? Let's go back to this optic. All right, so again, optic is pertaining to the eye as the organ of vision, okay? Sight or seeing. So again, now let's go from there to King James, Matthew 13. All right. Matthew 13 and we must have somebody right here. We're gonna read Matthew 13 and 9. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so Matthew 13 and 9. So this is where, I'm not gonna read the top for time's sake, but it's the parable of the sower. Now, Matthew 13 and 9 down, it says, who have ears to hear, let them hear. Just like right now, you know, most of the people that are even viewing right now, they have ears. They have the ability to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth as long as they understand English. And even if they don't understand English, can translate these words because they have hearing. So the Lord is not talking about your actual hearing ability. All right. He's talking about your being spiritually inclined to hear these words. All right. Verse 10, it says, and the parable came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. And the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven is the knowledge. This knowledge is the kingdom of heaven. It starts with the understanding of this. The Lord giving you the right vantage point. He put you in the right position to see what you need to see. But that's not the case with most people. All right. Most people, the Lord put in the place of being deceived. That's why the Lord said the deceived and the deceiver are both his. Most people are outrageously deceived and don't even know it, because as we're going into, it's literally a demon. It's a demon that is, matter of fact, let's see if I can pull that up. All right. Since I have this tablet. Let's see. Look at this. So, how the eyeball has these layers that make up the actual physical eyeball. Well, there's one part that they're missing on this chart that they don't have because they're natural men, and that's because there's a demon. There's another layer, 144. There's a layer over the lens, like a filter, that is basically a demon that most people have. So they see the world through demon lenses. You know, you got the iris, the lens, these chambers and cornea and the canal, all of these different, the retina, vein, all of this. Well, within all of this, the Lord instilled in most people an eye disease that doctors haven't discovered. And really, if you're, what are they? I don't know if they're called optometrists or whatever they are, the doctors that deal with eyes. If you're listening, you should really go into looking into the demon filter film that's over these people's eyes that causes them to see the world through the lenses of which they do. because most people don't see this world the right way. Most people think this place is an amazing place. Most people think this place is God's chosen place, like he's with this place. The Lord is against this place, but your eyesight won't allow you to see it. That's why the Lord said, as we're going to go into, blessed is your eyes and your ears. So it says Matthew 13 and 12, and it says, for whatsoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall it be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see it not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. So again, most people, and I'm not even, and let me be clear with this most that I keep saying. Most of the nation of Israel, all right, because if your bloodline, if your spirit is not in tune with Israel, all right, because Israel is not just you got people that try to squeeze this thing into a box of color. This is not a color thing. There's Israel scattered all around the world, all right. The true biblical Israelites will be scattered all over the four corners of the earth. So you're going to look how you look. All right. It's not a look thing. The scriptures say he judgeth not on the outward appearance. And this is all spiritual. That's why I'm speaking. I'm not talking about your physical eyes right now. I'm talking about the spiritual demon that the Lord placed on majority of you people's eyeballs and ears for you not to be in the right thing. And your ear plays a lot of importance with your balance and a lot of other things. So here it is. A lot of you got a demon just in your ear. The right words try to come in and information, and that demon just be right there with a tennis racket. Pop, get that shit out of here. Get out of here. Swatting all kind of good information out your ear. Right? So it says, because they see not. You think everybody in the crowd when he was talking were physically blind? No. If that's the case, then the Bible would be written in Braille mostly. That's not what's going on here. See, that's the problem. That's because a lot of y'all's perspective is fucked up. So what do? You take things in the scriptures that are spiritual / metaphorical, and you take them literal. And then the things that are literal, no, that's spiritual. That's spiritual. That's a metaphor. Because your perspective is off. Your whole perspective is off. All right? From the sky, from the fuck, if you in a plane, the goddamn, give me something that's a big, I don't know, something like the Eiffel Tower. From the sky, the Eiffel Tower looks like a toy. But then go stand under and see how small it is. It's all perspective. That's why the perspective of the Lord towards all of us is we're worms, we're tiny, because he's the most high. See, that's what I'm saying, through the spirit, he has to put you in the right place to understand. And before that, he has to circumcise your ears and your eyes. That's what the spiritual circumcision is speaking about. Being able for you to understand, taking the unclean part away from your mind, and for you to be able to process these words, which most people don't have. Okay? And it says, verse 14, and it says, and in them it is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which I'm going to get, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. You shall not perceive. That's the spirit. That's really the spirit. I did not think that was there. Let's go to the blue letter and see what it says there for perceive in the Greek. See, perception is everything. That's why the scriptures speak about having 2 to 3 witnesses. What? Creating a closed-in perspective of what happened in that situation. All right? Let's see, perceive. And that was Matthew 13. Matthew 13 and 14, and we're going to get the Greek of perceive.
Strong's G 3708. Harao. Harao.
All right, which means to see with the eyes. Oh, here it is. To see with the mind, to perceive, to know. See, like a lot of people speak about your third eye, right? That's your spiritual eye. So again, you got to see these things with the spiritual eye. Matter of fact, let's hold that. And let's go to oh damn, it just slipped my mind. Your mind. Oh yeah, Salakia. The water. No, actually the water. Yeah, how about you? Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Is that the second chapter? Yep. 1 Corinthians 2. And yeah, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. All praise Yahweh. 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. And I'm gonna read down this real quick. And it says, but as it is written, eyes have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which is not your talking about the heart in your chest. When the scriptures speak about your heart in this way, it's speaking about your mind. The word would be lab, which is your mind, what lies in your mind, your spirit. Okay, so these are to enter into your spirit, the things which Yahweh have prepared for them that love him. But Yahweh hath revealed them unto us by his spirit, for the spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh Shai. So even with this, like I said to the title, Greatmillstone is the only one with the right perspective. All right. Greatmillstone, starting with the apostles and elders, are the only ones, and it's going to be shown in a major way as prophecy begins to be fulfilled on a major way. All right. Because none of you other groups, Christianity is being shown to be, it's over with there. There's no understanding there. There's no understanding in Islam. There's no understanding in these foolish schools of thought. All right. All right. So it says, where we at? Verse 11. It says, for what man knoweth the things of a man, saveth the spirit of a man which is in him. Even so, the things of Yahweh Shem Yahushai knoweth no man, but the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So again, literally, it's the spirit of the Lord that has to reveal these things unto you. He reveals these things. And that's why I said, beginning with number 1, this word is only revealed to Israel, this understanding. If you're not an Israelite, you're not going to understand any of this. You're just going to naturally scoff and scorn at it and have problems with it because it's not for you. This word is not for the masses. That's another lie that this world has pushed on everybody. Come as you are. God accepts everybody. No, not the God of the Bible. God of the Bible doesn't even accept all of his own people, let alone everybody of the world. The scriptures say that the nations are as nothing to the Lord, and as a drop of a bucket. That's how the Lord views these nations, but leave it to this world in modern Christianity. God loves everybody, and everybody come everybody. Y'all are gonna see that how that perspective is wrong and dangerous. All right. So reading on, it says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? And only really is coming down to the end game of really the Greatmillstone is the only ones that really are operating in the truth and sincerity. Now you have like-minded affiliates that aren't necessarily under the banner, but they come under the umbrella, and they know that. So there's no ignoring that. All right, but even so, They're under the umbrella of the doctrine and the understanding that's coming out of Great Millstone. Everybody else's perspective is wrong. I don't care how you feel about it. All right? You can believe what you want. Stand on that. But time will show whether your foundation is built on rock or sand, or is your foundation built on the chief cornerstone of Mashiach Yahushai, or whatever BS that your perspective has told you is right. All right? All right. Where we at? Again, reading on, it says, which things also we speak, not in the words which man wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things unto spirit with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for they are foolish unto him. Right, exactly. It's foolish. What I'm saying is foolish. Who the fuck does this guy think he is? Right. Cool. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for they are foolish unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who hath known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Mashiach Yahushai. So again, the perspective of Mashiach Yahushai is only coming out of one place. And it's showing itself. All this scattered, all this extra shit, it's showing itself. We're starting to see, which I got another lesson queued up, is that most of Israel in these camps are led by boys. And I'm going to go into that. These are not men, okay? But what we're focusing in here is having a mind after Mashiach Yahushai, okay? So now let's go back to that perspective, all right? In Matthew 13, Strong's G 3708, and it says to see with eyes, to see with the mind, to perceive, know, to become acquainted with by experience, to experience, to see, to look, to take heed, to beware. I was seen, shown myself, appeared. So again, to see with your mind, which is your spirit. All right, that's what it's all about. And to be able to see with your spirit, the Lord gotta have your, like how they do that thing in the doctor, they put them lenses. The Lord gotta put the right lens, and part of that is removing, like I say, removing them demons off of your eyes and your ears. So again, let's go back to this Matthew 13 and 15. And it says, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their eyes are dull, and and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes are closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted, and I should heal them. Do you understand what that's saying? That's literally saying, which we're going to get in Isaiah the 6th chapter, is that most people, like I said, their eyes and their spiritual ears, which are being spoken on here, are cursed. That's why the Lord is saying, blessed are your eyes if you can see. Blessed of your ears if you can hear. Because most people's eyes and ears are cursed. Because the Lord does not want to heal them. He does not want them to get right. That's another lie that this place has, that the Lord is just this genie, you know, this fucking Robin Williams in Aladdin. And, you know, he wants to heal you and make you feel good and laugh and shit. That's not the Lord. The Lord, I was meditating on this yesterday. The Lord really, he wants to F most of you people up. He wants to. He wants to jack most people up. He desireth it. Yeah, that's how really it is. I didn't even say he desire. He desireth it. You understand? Like, it's a desire of his to jack you people up. He want to catch you people off guard. He want to fuck you up, man. All right? He wanna catch you off guard as a thief in the night, and he wanna jack you up. That's how he feels about you. All right? So it says, verse 16, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. That's Matthew 13 and 16. So most people's eyes and ears are not blessed. They're cursed. They're cooked. They are spiritually blind and spiritually deaf. All right? That's just the way it is. Feel a way about it, but that's just the way it is. All right? So now let's go to Isaiah 6. See, that's why the scriptures speak about people being overtaken in that day, being caught off guard, you know. But the scriptures also say that those that are in the understanding, that it says that ye shall not be overtaken by the day of the Lord. For you know it is, I have no need to write unto you, for you know already. See, we already know, we're anticipating, we're expecting everything that we're saying to have. That's our hope. That's our hope goes into expectation. We have an expectation through the word of the Lord that he's going to destroy this place. He's going to set our people back up. He's going to put us back over these nations according to the scriptures. He's going to put the so-called 144. He's going to put the so-called white man, all right, back in the bottom where he deserves. He's going to put the so-called other nations and you're going to be in the captivity. That's the Lord's perspective. And we have that expectation, okay, because we see it. We see Esau's enemy allies turning on him. That goes in the Revelation. The beast shall hate the whore. We understand that. The average Christian, if you ask them to break down the 7 heads and 10 horns, they're going to give you some Michael Myers horror movie flick breakdown, man. You don't know because you don't have the right perspective. See, you think you don't know anything. Most of you don't know anything. That's why you walk through this earth with the ignorance and blitzfulness as if, oh, everything's going to be okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's only going to get worse. And a lot of you, even if you hear this right now, or you hear this when it uploads, you're going to be in the same, oh, yeah, whatever. He's just bitter. He's angry. Believe that. That's your perspective. That's why the scriptures say, let them be unclean if they are unclean. Let them be. We're going to see. Everybody's going to see. We've been saying that there was going to be all kind of trade wars and civil wars and things were going to break out in this place. We've been saying that, starting with our apostles and elders, for almost 2 decades at this point online. We have. And a lot of you still think that, oh, America's the greatest. It's the strongest. It's the untouchable. You're going to see. You're going to see the unwalled village be touched. Isaiah 6 and 8, and it says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people. Who is this people? This is Israel. All right. Isaiah was an Israelite. The Lord's people are Israelite. Well, my perspective is that Israel was done away with, and the Lord opened it up to everybody. You believe that bullshit? You believe that? Well, my perspective, the name doesn't matter what you call him. You could call him Jesus. Jesus is just fine. He hears my prayers. You believe that? Keep believing that. All right. And it says, and go and tell these people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. See? Damn, I was not anticipating the word to perceive to be in these scriptures. I just knew perspective, but that's beautiful. Perceive not. Let's see what it is there in the Hebrew. Your perception is off. You perceive not what the Lord wants you to perceive. It's that simple, but it's really not. It's complex. Because like I say, you have an undiscovered eye disease. All right. Eyeballus demonous-itis or something. All right. You have demonitis in the eyeball. Demoniscus. You have a demoniscus tear in your eyeballs, y'all. That's why the Lord comes with the eye salve to heal your eyes. See, we all, like I said, even myself, before the Lord healed my eyes and my ears, for me to perceive this correctly, I had the same demoniscus-itis on my eyeballs as well. And he came with that eye drop and the spirit and bloop, bloop. And you're like, ah. And you look around and you're like, oh my God, this is Babylon the Great. Those are Edomites. Those are Amalekites. This is the mark of the beast. Your eyes. You start to see, you start to perceive. All right. So let's go from there. Let's see what it says there for perceive. All right. It says to know, to learn, to perceive, to see, find out and discern, discrimination, distinguish, to know by experience. All right. To be made known, to be or become known, to be revealed, to make oneself know. All right. So again, it's yeah, I think it's Yawad. I'm not good with the Assyrian. Let's see if there's any more. To be aware. All right. To know. All right. Like you die. It's to know. It's to know. All right. So again, it reads, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart, like we said, the heart is not speaking of your of the thing in your chest that pumps blood. All right. This is talking about your mind. Let's see what it says there. Yeah, lab is the word there, which is your understanding, your soul, your mind. You see, your knowledge. That's so it says make their, going back to that, and it says so make their mind of these people fat, make make their heart, which is mind, fat, so heavy. All right, and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. So the Lord again does not, this is what Yahweh Shai was quoting in Matthew the 13th chapter. He does not want to heal the majority of you people. And I'm talking about Israel, because if you're a heathen, there is no healing coming your way. If you're not of Israel, whether you look like an Asian man, African man, Arab man, East Indian man, Hawaiian man, white man, whatever you look like, a chocolate man, light-skinned man, if your spirit is not of Israel, you have no fighting chance anyway. All right. But even amongst all of that, the majority is not set to get it. Yeah. All right. At 144, I'll praise y'all about Shemir Shai. All right. So, yeah, I think I hit all the points that I felt in this. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. I'm probably going to start another stream in a few minutes. So I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh Shemir Shai by Shemer Kakwadash. Until next time, Shalom.